let's look at this topic, blood money, people. This is an important discussion because today Islam has been questioned by many people for misogyny, for speaking against, for mistreating women, for denying them their rights, for devaluing and denigrating women. This is the accusations and allegations hurled at many Muslims today, or at Islam, may I say. So what happened is, let me give you a bit of a backdrop to this discussion. I'd been asked this on several occasions before. I didn't think in my right mind people would, I knew this ruling did exist about the blood money, and I've spoken about it previously, not in that much detail, but I've spoken about it. And I didn't think anybody in their right mind would be defending this. However, lo and behold, I was going about my business on Facebook and I came across a post by this Mufti Shahid Ali, his name is. I've never met him, but I've known of him through Facebook. He's from the UK, up north. So he had a post where he's attacking Sheikh Tahir al-Qadri. Now, I don't follow Tahir, not necessarily, I don't follow Sheikh Tahir al-Qadri. To me, he's just like any other scholar. He may say certain things I may agree with, certain things I disagree with. However, I saw this post by this Shahid Ali where he was saying Tahir al-Qadri is an utter deviant, and he had a long list of all these signatures stating why he was a deviant. And he was kind of proselytizing that everybody should join in recognizing and boycotting Sheikh Tahir al-Qadri. So I read this and I thought, well, what is this about? And first of all, I kind of commented by saying, look, you know, this post is irrelevant. No, this isn't. It's 2019, mate. Wake up. Nobody really cares what some Maulvis think. You know, this freedom of speech. But then anyway, I looked into his post, read into it. So one of the key issues he lists for why he's against Tahir al-Qadri and why he considers him a deviant, a clear deviant, is this blood money issue. Now, what is this blood money issue? This blood money issue is that allegedly these people, these Maulvis, are claiming that if a woman was killed, she dies in an accident or something like this, if you end up accidentally killing a woman, let's say you have a car crash and you kill a person, but the driver happened to be a woman, that woman or her family deserve compensation from you. That's what kind of Islam teaches. So they say, well, the compensation for a woman will only be half of the compensation for a man. So a woman will only get half. Now, they say this is not based on, like they're saying, well, this is not based on meritocracy. This is not because the man was a president, or he was a king, or he was a scholar, or he was a doctor, or he was... No. It's just simply based on male anatomy. It's simply based because he was a man. So he will automatically get twice the compensation, or the woman will only get half of what a man ought to get. So Mufti Shahid Ali is openly on Facebook not only promoting this, but stating anybody who does not believe this is a deviant. This is a guy who's living in the UK. I don't know where, I think maybe Bradford or somewhere he lives, and I think claims to have some background in law. Some Maulvi Sahib who seriously has lost his mind. Now, he had a list of so many ulama apparently supporting this, but the reason why I'm choosing Shahid Ali as a primary addressee is because I don't know whether those people in that list had really said that, or has he just added their names, or have they... Because it could be one thing that you know of this ruling, but you're embarrassed by it and you don't want to speak about it, but you're worried about your sect and stuff like this. And it's another thing that openly promoting, not only promoting this ruling, but calling anybody who challenges it a deviant. So I have to say, first of all, before getting into this ruling, I applaud Sheikh Tahir al-Qadri for challenging this ruling as many other scholars have challenged as well. So first of all, great credit to him on that note. Now this ruling, people, let's get back to Maulvi Shahid Ali ji. What is it with misogyny, people? What is it with misogyny? What is it with, for simply having a penis, a guy is worth twice the value of a woman? What? Is this in the Quran? No. Is this in the Sunnah? No. Acha, people said so. Acha, people said so. Theek hai. Right. So first of all, I would say, do they have any Sahih Hadith on? Do they have the Quran? No. What do we have in the Quran? Let's look at what we do have in the Quran, people. What we do have in the Quran is a verse in Surah An-Nisa, verse 92. Right? Yaar, Quran hai, Maulvi Shahid Sahib. Quran ki taraf chalte hain, yaar. Let's go to the Quran. Right, so Surah Nisa, verse 92. وَمَا كَانَ لِمُؤْمِنٍ أَن يَقْتُلَ مُؤْمِنًا. It is not for a believer to kill a believer. إِلَّا خَطَعًا, except by mistake. وَمَنْ قَتَلَ مُؤْمِنًا خَطَعًا. And whosoever does accidentally kill a believer, then فَتَحْرِيرُ رَقَبَةٍ, then he can free a slave or do this. وَدِيَةٌ مُسَلَّمَةٌ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِ. And he must give compensation to the family. Okay, so does Allah differentiate? Does Allah say here that, does Allah say, oh, but if it's a woman, give half? La. Okay, is there any other, Ya Allah, is there any other verse in which you address us with these matters? What's that? Oh, there is. Surah Ma'idah. Acha. Surah Ma'idah, verse 32. God, I wonder what's in Surah Ma'idah verse. Maybe there's something for Maulvi Shahid Ali. Oh, من أجل ذلك كتبنا على بني إسرائيل من قتل نفسا بغير نفس أو فساد في الأرض فكأنما قتل الناس جميعا. Whosoever kills a single soul is as though he has killed mankind. Is it? Ya Allah, is there a distinction? Is there a distinction? La. What about كتب عليكم القصاص في القتلى? Another verse you have in Surah Baqarah about, you have qisas written for you. That al-hurru bil-hurri wal-abdu bil-abdi. That al-dhakru you have that like for like, and this was an exact reiteration of what was in the Torah, that you have like for like, that there is retaliation if there is. Does Allah make a distinction? No. Okay. Sabran. Espérame, mi amor. Espérame. Wait. Hang on, people. Hang on. What about a hadith? Do we have any hadith? Yes, people, we have some hadith. We have a hadith that is transmitted by Abu Huraira, by Ali radiallahu an, by Umar, by Amr ibn As radiallahu an. We have a hadith that is in Abdul Razzaq. You have at least 3 narrations. Ibn Abi Shayba, you have 2 narrations. In the Musnad of Ahmad, you have 2 narrations. In Abu Dawood, you have 1 narration. In Ibn Hibban, you have 1 narration. In Dar Qutni, you have 1 narration. And that is Innal Muslimina Yadun ala man siwahum. That Muslims are one, united against those that oppose them. Tatakafa'u dima'uhum. The Muslims' blood is equal. No, you don't just put somebody down just because they're a woman, that they get half. It's ridiculous, absurd. So you ask them that, okay, lahza, is there anything else? Yes, people. What about in Sunan al-Nisa'i? In Sunan al-Nisa'i, You have the hadith, في النفس المؤمنة مئة من الإبل. For any Muslim soul, the compensation that of the time the Prophet had said as 100 camels were given. Any Muslim's believing soul, nafsim mu'mina. In fact, the word used is feminine. Nafsim mu'mina. The Prophet didn't say, oh, وَإِذَا كَانَتْ أُنْثَى فَنِصْفُ مَا عَلَى لا 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 nah, munna, nah. This one not nice. What else, people? Most of the Muslim scholars all accepted that if a man killed a woman or a woman killed that they had, if it was murder, there was retaliation. Was there half a retaliation? No. La. Abadan. And who are some of the ulama that have challenged this before me? You'll get many right from early Islam. Ibn Ulayya challenged it, who was a great hafiz from the Hufad of Hadith. You have other people that have touched up on the topic, Ibn Hazm. You have in more from the 19th century, you have Muhammad Abdu, Sheikh Rashid Rida, the great ulama of Al-Azhar. You've got Sheikh Muhammad Abu Zahra, Muhammad Al-Ghazali, Sheikh Shaltut, all the great leaders of Al-Azhar, coming right down to Qardawi. You've got Sheikh Tahir Al-Qadri, obviously from this day and age. You've got Allama Javed Ghamidi. All these other ulama have challenged this analysis. Now people will say, oh, but all the scholars in the past agreed. What scholars agreed? The question is, even if men did say this, I'm not saying that scholars did not say this. People might say this ijma. What did Imam Ahmad say? Man idda al-ijma fahuwa kadhib. Anybody who claims ijma is a liar. Right, so the fact that men said this, I'm not denying that scholars didn't say this. They said this. But I'm asking you for Quran wa Sunnah. Quran wa Sunnah. I'm not asking you li'aqwal al-rijal. Of course, many men may have said this. So what, we should blindly follow them if they said this? All of those men said, you can enslave people and hold them as slaves. Do you accept that? That's ridiculous. Many of those people may have said things like they may have supported rape, marital rape. Many of those men endorse things like rape of slaves. Would you endorse that? Just because some man said it who lived in a medieval time, even if he may have been a pious person, he was a victim of his environment, of people around him. We do not blindly follow people. I ask you for the Quran and Sunnah. I ask you, okay, the Quran seems to be against you. At least bring me a hadith. Bring me one hadith. Bukhari? La 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 la. No Bukhari in this, people. No Bukhari. Ah, Bukhari gayi. No Bukhari. Muslim? La, no Muslim in this. Arba'a? Abu Dawud, Tirmidhi, Ibn Majah, Nasa'i? La 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 la. All of them have gone. So they bring us a hadith, people. They bring us a hadith. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Maulana Shahid Sahib, let me help you a little. Let me give you the hadith. Aapse kahan hoga yaar? You're not going to be able to bring the hadith. Let me give you your evidences. I'm playing both sides here. Yaar, ye ho kya raha yaar? Confused ho raha hu. Right, so there's a hadith transmitted in Bayhaqi. The hadith is by Mu'adh ibn Jabal, allegedly, that diyatul mar'a ala nisfin min diyatil rajul, that the blood money of a woman is half of that of a man. This has you've got Bakr ibn Khunais in this riwayah, who is da'if, Ibn al-Madini, Al-Uqayli, Abu Zur'a, Al-Bazzar, Ibn Hibban, Abu Hatim, Ad-Darqutni, An-Nasa'i, they all said da'if. Okay. What about the statement of Umar, Wadiyatul Hurrat al-Muslima 500 dinar? Once again, Muslim ibn Khalid, Az-Zinji, Abu Hatim said unacceptable, Bukhari said munkar, Saji said kathirul ghalat. They even bring a narration in Ibn Abi Shayba saying, La yuqtalu ar-rajul bil mar'a idha qatalaha amdan. Check that out. That a man will not be killed in compensation for a woman even if he killed her intentionally. Ya salam. Maulvi Sahab, what to do, huh? What to do? Ye kya ho raha hai? This explaining Islam not like eating rice plate, you know. Islam not like eating rice plate. Yaar, these Maulvis, agar inko fursat to mile, you know, if they get a break from if they get a biryani break, then maybe we can discuss these narrations. I can't believe in 2019, people who are allegedly educated in the British system are teaching people that they have pulpits, they are imams. Can you imagine the women or the girls that are studying with this guy? To him, they are half the, and they're openly teaching this in Britain in 2019. That women simply for not having a penis are half the value of men. Yaar ye penis ka chaska kya hai yaar? What's this obsession, phallocentric obsession? I mean, हम भी तो मदरसे गए थे यार. We went to madrasa as well. ये चस्का क्या है, boss? What's this? If you have used automatic, now just look at the blasphemy. That means any random, so long as he's Muslim, any local Muslim random guy, loser, who could be whoever, but if he's Muslim, you could take the greatest of women throughout history, starting people like Maryam alayhi salam, prophets like the mother of Jesus, coming right down to, you got the wives of the prophets, Ummahatul Mu'mineen, the mothers of believers, Aisha radiallahu anha, all these great people. To these people are worth half any random man who has a penis. Just for that. How blasphemous is that statement? That is ridiculous. Abhi yaar, at least look what the Prophet taught. Look, check, you have these Mulvis saying this nonsense, and let's go to what the Prophet of God said. When he was asked, Man abar, who should I be more dutiful to? He said, Ummak, your mother. And the person said, who? He said, Ummak, your mother. The person said, who? Said, Ummak. I mean, honor your mothers, yaar. I mean, your mother, like in your eyes, like your mother's worth half any guy, just because the guy's got, just because he's born with something. That's it. That is so crazy. I seriously can't believe that this is what is being taught in 2019. Ya salam. Honestly, I'm so disappointed in these kind of people.